it'll stand out. You absolutely have to have dark in order to have light. Gotta have dark. Gotta have opposites, dark and light, light and dark, continually in painting. If you have light on light, you have nothing. If you have dark on dark, you basically have nothing. There we are. You know, it's like in life. You got to have a little sadness once in a while so you know when the good times come.
What I'd really like to do, though, and I think it's a better way for us to learn to manipulate the images, is to use the workspace that's called curves. We were in the workspace of HSL, but I'm going to go forward now using the curves workspace, and you can see it's quite different. And the way this is broken up is into a master workspace, meaning the general brightness of the picture, and then each main color, RGB, red, green, blue, is separated into their own areas. And how does this get adjusted? You have this wire, let's say, going across from the very darkest area to the very brightest areas. These are the brightest parts of the picture. These are the darkest parts. And as we move them to the opposite corners, the value will change. If I grab that little dot and I start bringing it down, notice what's happening. The brightest parts of the picture are getting darker, and it's dragging everything else with it until I bring it all the way down, and now we have this flat line. There is nothing there just by adjusting that. So I'm going to undo that, Option click. The darkest part of the picture, if I bring it this way, notice what's happening to the scope and notice what's happening to the picture, and there is no darkness anymore. Okay, so those are the two areas. Now normally, not to confuse you, but what you'll want to do is to increase the brightness, is drag it towards this corner. And that goes for anything here. Anything here you can click on, like this is the midtones, very important. We're going to click, make a new keyframe on the midtones. To increase the midtones, I'm going to drag it up this way. Like look at the picture, and there we go, kind of increase. I call the midtones kind of an inner light, as though there's a light bulb inside. Usually it's very good for faces and things like that. And everything is done incrementally. Small steps. You'll have to get kind of used to that, but everything is done in small steps, not a big stroke. Very rarely will you do that. Small steps. And then, okay, I'm looking at that. Almost always I will want to pull over the blackness a little bit going towards this corner, which makes it blacker. So you can look at the picture and get a little more darkness. I can look at my scope and see how it's going down. A little darker here. I'm going to bring that up a little bit. And now usually I can do a master saturation. Master saturation meaning all the colors. Rather than bringing these up and down, I can do all the colors. I'll raise that. And there we go. So, and if I want to really be correct, I'm looking here. This is at 100, not quite there. And again, you don't always have to be at 100. So I can grab this, or I can make another dot if I want, and drag it up a little bit and just bring it there. Okay, so how does this picture differ from the original one? Well, down here, there's a dual split, a preview window. I click that, and it shows me what was and what we have now. And if you could see, here's the area that we had before, and I can move that around. It almost looks like there's a gray filter on the image, right? Almost looks like there's a gray filter on the image. And somehow we've removed that filter and made things much brighter. So you can see, even though originally the shot looked like it was okay, actually we have improved it quite a bit, and I can just turn that off. So I'm going to let you digest that in this lesson, and then we'll move on to more things you need to know and more things that you can do with the color corrector.